no child in Kenya should go to a school where there is no teacher.
Hiya guys, back to our YouTube channel. Thanks for your great support. Karibuni tena niendelee kupakulia jinsi ambavyo mambo yanajaribu kufanyika hapa nchini Kenya. Na nilikuambia kwa hii serikali ya President William Ruto, hakuna siku mambo yatakuwa mazuri. Mambo yatakuwa yanachemuka daily until William Ruto aweze kwenda nyumbani. Maybe ndio mambo yatabadilika. Unaona watu wangu, today Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa upande wa Morang'A. And Rigathi Gachagua ukiona anajaribu kuspeak, ujue tu kuna kitu siri kabisa ambayo William Ruto amejaribu ama anajaribu kutaka kufanya, ambayo pia itakuwa kinyume na matarajio ya Wakenya. Rigiji alikuwa upande wa Morang'A. And William Ruto, don't forget, alikuwa ameplan kuhost Morang'A leaders in State House. After kuhost Gusii leaders in State House yesterday. And that's why Rigathi Gachagua rush upande wa Morang'A ili aweze kurealize hawa MCS ni wangapi ambao kufikia saizi wana support President William Ruto. You are going to be shocked wakati ambapo MCS wote wa Morang'A wameamua kudampo President William Ruto na kujoin Rigathi Gachagua. Juu nao chenye William Ruto guys anafanya saizi ni kutumia tu a lot of money. Na nimekuambia anafanyia campaign State House. Juu watu wakitoka pale wanatokana a lot of money, millions of money kila siku standard on expose. Unaona watu wangu? Na venye hao leaders wanatoka pale wanaenda pale ground kuanza kufanya mobilization kutumia hizi do. Na wengine wao hawatumii hizi do zote. Juu saizi guys venye William Ruto anaachilia hizi do, zikienda pale hakuna mwenye atajua ni ngapi imepewa, ni ngapi wamepeana kwa residents. Unaona guys? And that's why I can tell you William Ruto anajaribu kupanga game mzuri zaidi ya kumpeleka yeye mwenyewe nyumbani. And sure umelike video na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Leo sitaki kuongea sana. Nataka tu uweze kujionea mambo. Jinsi ambavyo Rigathi Gachagua alizungumza and wakawa wanapeana William Ruto the truth. Acha tuanze na Senator Nyutu. Sikiza.
As the Senator of the Assembly, I mean the Senator of the county, you know the Senator has a seat in the Assembly. And that's why only the Senator is here and the other leaders are not here because it's a county thing. And he doesn't have to call them to State House for him to know what Morang'A needs. And we want to make it very clear to our people that he called people to State House not for any other reason other than bribing him in his desperate move to see whether he can be able to move our people away from His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, whom they have embraced and decided is their leader. He's a national leader, but he's first our leader because he comes from our region. And we want to tell William Ruto that the move of calling people to State House will not change things. In any case, only about 4,000 people have been called to State House. Morang'A has a population of about 1 million people. And so we want to say we stand here in solidarity with the Second Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, whose leadership we trust and whose leadership we believe is going to deliver this country. He's our presidential candidate. So for those who thought that Rigathi Gachagua will not be on the ballot, we want to tell them that we will be fronting him as our presidential candidate. Otherwise, for the rest of the matters, our MCAs will come and give their speeches. So I welcome Honorable Geshofe, the MCA Career Award of Gatanga constituency, to come and say a word, after which Daktari Mwangi Mpesa, Ginda Ward MCA will come in. Then we'll have the whip of the assembly, MCA Morris Nguno, also the MCA for Keru Ward in Madhya constituency, after whom we will call upon Honorable Liz, MCA Kenyona Ward, and the Deputy Majority Leader of the Assembly. And finally, Grace City of Kanyanyaine ward in Kangema constituency will wind up, after which His Excellency, the second Deputy President, will give a summary of all that we'll have said. So, Gichofe, Honorable Gichofe.
Don't forget, Rigathi Gachagua's team, the more anaendelea kufuatilia William Ruto zaidi, the more William Ruto pia anaendelea kutense. Unaona guys, sikiza Regiji.
This morning, this is your home. The owner of this home is your daughter. So you are at home. And I have seen you have really been taken care of in a special way by your daughter. Let me say this is a great act of patriotism and selfless leadership. I always tell people to listen to the ground. I've never told the MCAs to listen to the ground, because the MCAs are the ground themselves, because they live there. And I want to thank these leaders, because they have come to me with a message from the people of Morang'A that they have very clear instructions to disassociate themselves with bribery and corruption at State House. And what you have done, you have demonstrated leadership, that you respect the people who elected you, and you are satisfied with the salary that the people pay you as taxpayers, and you are not willing to sell your people and what they believe in for little money. It is actually very gratifying that MCAs can refuse a bribe of 300,000 to do the right thing. I really want to commend these great leaders from Morang'A, and I ask the people of Morang'A to identify leaders who are selfless and who cannot sell them. The few leaders from Morang'A who are selling the community and the residents are greedy and are only thinking about themselves. And I've come to the conclusion that we have a few leaders in this region who, if the price is right, they can even sell their own mother. It's really a shame. You know, today what is happening in State House is pure corruption and bribery. The other day, William Ruto was complaining that members of parliament are asking for bribes. But he is a briber in chief in this country. The other day, he called the people of Kiambu and spent 60 million shillings. A week after, he called the people of Meru, spent another 60 million shillings. Today, he's going to spend 60 million shillings. He's giving people 10,000 each. That is 180 million. When hospitals in Morang'A have no drugs, when people are suffering because SHA is not working, when university students are at home, when students from secondary schools are at home, primary schools are not functioning because there is no money for capitation. All this money has been stolen and diverted for corruption and bribery. And State House has become a scene of crime. We want to tell the people of Morang'A not to worry, because you have good leaders. And I am very encouraged that even in this difficult situation where William Ruto is using all manner of strategies to confuse people with money that is stolen, there are great leaders from Morang'A who have stood firm and said no. William Ruto does not need to call the people of Morang'A to discuss with them development. I was with him at Kikuyus grounds, and I was a guarantor of William Ruto to the people of the mountain, and we signed an economic charter with the people of Morang'A. 3 years down the line, he has done nothing about it. It is unnecessary to pretend to call the people of Morang'A to discuss with them development. There is nothing he has done in 3 years. There is nothing he'll do in the next 2 years. Therefore, those people who went there, you do what we agreed. There is a saying in our community that you cannot bury an elephant with his tusks. Please take that money and use it when you go back home. And don't just eat that money alone. Share with the people of Morang'A whom you left behind. But don't sell your conscience. Don't sell your soul. Because if you do, the people of Morang'A will punish you. They'll punish you and punish you in a very big manner. What is happening in State House is a choreography. It's a strategy by William Ruto to divide the mountain. The other day he called the people of Kiambu and told them to remove themselves to the rest of the mountaineers. The other day he called the people of Meru and told them to remove themselves from the other mountaineers. Even today, he is cheating the people of Morang'A that they have never led and it's their time to lead. And we know for sure he has prepared a small blue wheelbarrow to confuse the people of Morang'A so that he can cheat them to have a presidential candidate whom he is sponsoring, whom he is spending money on to come and divide the votes in Morang'A. Unfortunately for him, the people of Morang'A are wise people. Many times people have tried to confuse the people of Morang'A, but they have remained forever focused. These are people who are extremely focused, and they can see through the scheme of William Ruto of trying to create division among the mountaineers. I want to call our people to stay united and to know that our strength is informed by our unity as a people. Let our people stay focused. Let our people not be swayed by small money and by bribes that are taking place in Kenya. So what is happening today in State House is a shame. It's a national shame that State House has become the theater of absurd. It's a center of corruption and money laundering. Public funds are stolen daily and used as bribes to the people of Kenya. But I'm happy that the people of Kenya are focused and they see far. So I want to ask the people of Morang'A to take note of their true leaders who are here with me today. These are the true leaders that we have in Morang'A. These are dependable leaders. These are people who care for their people. These are people who respect the people who elected them. In equal measure, I ask the people of Morang'A to take note of the traitors in the State House. Those who are selling the people of Morang'A for little money for their stomachs. And to take note so that 2 years down the line, the people of Morang'A will separate the wheat from the chaff and the chaff from the wheat and do the right thing and elect true leaders who are true representatives of the people and people who can represent them and who cannot sell their birthright because of cheap money. Let me say, County Assembly Morang'A, pongezi. Let me in a special way congratulate Senator Joe Nyoto, who has been a true defender of the people of Morang'A. Senator Nyoto, I want to encourage you to continue guiding these MCAs, to continue guiding the people of Morang'A, and I must tell you, your future is bright. Stay on the course and stay on the side of the people. Democracy is about the people. Let those who want to follow William Ruto for little money, have the money. They'll have their day with the voters in Morang'A when the time comes. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niseme asanteni sana viongozi, mkirudi Morang'A msalimiane na mwambie watu ya Morang'A ile mtoto mlinipatia msichana mdogo nimemchunga vizuri na anaendelea hapa kujiangalia vizuri na niko na shukrani tele kwa watu ya Morang'A kwa kunipatia msichana mzuri. Pia
the following election, Raila on one side, Kalonzo, and the other side now Ruto leaves Raila, joins Uhuru. Now after Uhuru has gone, Uhuru now leaves Ruto, he joins Raila. Raila now, after Uhuru has left, Raila was on one side with Uhuru, the other side was William Ruto, Mudavadi, and the rest. Raila has left Uhuru, now he's with William Ruto. And the circus continues. It's a game of musical chairs. That's what I'm telling you people. What makes you think the people who have served in the same cabinet cannot work together after election? And they pretend to say that we are doing this so that we stabilize the country. But they are the same monkeys, the same forest.
So it's safe to say that these buildings are political castles?
Yeah.
But then
Because what explains to you that it is so quick that we were following one coalition, think it is a change? Then they quickly work with the other coalition so fast because they have worked together before. So that's why we say these have been part of our problem, because we paralyze the nation. We say one area against the other, and the two people easily come together to work. And they don't work together to solve anything. The next election again, the circle repeats, and you'll find even if, for example, and I have very great respect for Kalonzo, and we've shared a podium here, but just imagination that if Kalonzo wins next election, what makes you think that he cannot call William Ruto that, you know, now this Gachagua is taking me around circles, come we work together? You know, I'm just thinking, they've worked together before.
So then what is the space?
Your outfit says Kenya Moja, which is to bring all Kenyans together, but it seems you're sidelining the old generation. Are you going to the ballot with as a presidential candidate on your own movement?
We were in Funyula the other day. We were in Funyula 2 weeks ago. We were in Funyula. The person who invited us in Funyula is Professor Christopher Oundo. Do you know how old Oundo is?
Yes.
Is he a young man or an old man? Thank you. So this is not something to do with the youth versus the old. It is actually progressive mind. And you can be a new person and you are old. It's just that these are people who have not been on the high position of decision making. They may be old, they may be young, but they are new in the space.
So that speaks to the question of mentorship of these young people.
Exactly. You need, as much as we need young people, they cannot just be young people in power. They need also good old people who have been there, they have wisdom, they can share. Good ones. We are saying good ones. No, because not all of them are good leaders whom young people can emulate.
So in short, you're saying your movement is ready to work with the whichever generation?
Any person, any generation, any woman, any lady, any whoever, as long as you have a progressive mind that believes the status quo must change and that Kenya needs a renaissance.
Mheshimiwa, away from the politics of the youth, today the government released a document that paints rather a good picture of how much they performed in the last 3 years, even as we wait for 13th of September on Saturday. In your view, for the last 3 years, how much do you think has been done or has not been done, and what do you think should be done differently for the next 2 years?
Of course, a lot has not been done well. From which perspective? Your question is coming from which perspective? The government or?
The government, of course, because
Yeah.
it is the one that boasts itself of having achieved in the economic area, in the agriculture area, and the rest of the pillars.
It must trickle down to the common mwananchi. So if you are saying there is a transformation in education sector, we must see that the schools are working without any complaints, the teachers are in class, and the students are all in class and not on the streets going home. If you are to talk about health sector, we should know that if you live here in Nairobi and go to any single village and ask somebody, has SHA worked? They'll carry their hands and say, yes, I'm a beneficiary of SHA. That's how you trace the systems have worked. If you say youth transformation and youth empowerment, you must even ask from where you are. Just ask the next young person from where you are. That have you gone any empowerment? Are you employed? Is there youth facing an employment rate? Then if they say no, me I'm okay, then you know the government is achieved. It is not rocket science. It is something that must be felt. If the youth are in the streets saying we don't have jobs, then why will you say the government has achieved on youth employment? Kenya is now being rated as one of the countries with the biggest youth population bulge. And it is increasing. As we approach the next election, it is going to be worse. So how has government tackled youth unemployment? And as the more economy continues being bad, because youth get employed where? It's not, the jobs don't drop like manna from heaven. The economy must be performing well for it to accommodate youth employment. So if the economy is already performing badly, it means the youth case is only growing worse. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Institution, the fight for IBC, the youth died. Whether we are from Azimio or Onasa, during that time, most youth died. And then some of them were also arrested. Some of them have become deformed forever. So every election has become a disaster for the young people. And that's why I believe this was timely. It is not just timely, it must be done every time, every day until the election day.
So what really is the essence of things? Is it just conversations or is it urging them to join political parties and become the reality?
Yes, in fact, individually I've urged them that it is a time for youth to form one political movement. Because the youth are not going to be given certificate to vie in ODA. They are not going to be given certificate to vie in UDA. They are not going to be given certificate to vie in DCP or in WIPA. Because people have known youth that are becoming lethal. The Gen Z are lethal. Who will give them certificate to vie? They will be there. They will make noise. They will sing for them. They will do social media for those political dinosaurs. They will do everything that politics requires. But they'll not wake up one day and say, youth, now here is your ticket to go and vie for Makadara. They'll not. They'll give to an old man. probably a person who is well established. So I'm urging the youth that once these people are elected again, we do not want you to come 2027 in October on the street saying so and so must go. Either whether it is Ruto, whether it will be Kalonzo, you start saying Kalonzo must go. You start telling us, oh, this Munyoro must go, or Matiang'i must go. You must actually be in parliament so that if that rogue person messes up the country, you impeach him. You don't impeach him on the street, you impeach him in the parliament.
These traditional political parties, are they part of the problem?
Yes, of course, because number one, they are ethnicized, they are regional based, they have been formed by individuals. Individuals, for example, when now we look at how Moi came in after the death of Kenyatta, Moi took over without election. Probably if there was an election, Moi will not be the president. So that was a conspiracy theory. Moi took over without election. Now, since Moi took over, up to now, there has never been a meaningful change in this country. Why? Because the team that was serving in Moi's cabinet are the same people still serving in current cabinet or leadership. If you look at the team that sent Moi home, on one side, we had Moi, Uhuru, and William Ruto. On the other side, we had Raila, Kibaki, Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and the rest. When in the next election, now the team that was with Uhuru, which is Ruto, jumped and joined Raila Odinga on one side. Uhuru Kenyatta on the other side. Ruto now leaves